it's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. Love this lighting right now, so we're gonna take advantage of it. I feel like I'm not centered. We're gonna go through this as quickly as possible. I've got my pumpkin cream cold brew, I'm caffeinated, I got my spoopy outfit on, and a shit ton of books that I have to go through super freaking quickly because I don't want to bore you, I don't want to bore me, I don't want to lose my voice, okay? Let's go! I didn't even say what I'm doing today. Let me fix the situation. We are doing the Fall Book Recs video that a couple people have asked me to do, slash I've been wanting to do for so long. I've just been trying to get more books in to actually recommend, because this is like recommendations and like my TBR for the fall. It was gonna be like a spooky book recs for October, but like October is almost halfway done. Your girl is slacking. So we're gonna say fall. So this pile is everything that I've already read. The rest I'm hoping to get to eventually before the end of the year. We'll start with these two. So I just finished this one today, and I finished this about a month ago. These are both by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. Mindhunter and The Killer Across the Table. They're both super harrowing, super jarring, because they talk about serial killers. These two guys, the authors, are profilers. So they link up with the FBI, but they're their own unit. In Mindhunter, they talk about how they like convince the FBI that they're like necessary to solving these cases. What they do is they look through the victimology, like the victim's photos. They go to the crime scene and they look for little pieces of evidence, and they like try to piece together to make some sort of scenario, and then take that information and try to make a profile, like a persona for the potential serial killer. John Douglas is super accurate, like 90% of the time. It's kind of insane. Like he literally gets it down to like, oh, this guy probably has a speech impediment, this guy is probably a high school dropout, this guy has marital issues, family issues, was abused when he was younger, has this type of mental disorder, has this type of car, this color of car, he's this race, he's this age. It's insane. People have literally asked him if he's psychic because it's so accurate, and of course it also shares stories about the murders. Sorry, I keep looking outside, it's like beautiful out. About the murders, so it's not for the faint of heart. I was kind of nervous going into them, but like I'm actually really into this like true crime stuff. I don't know if it's just John Douglas's writing or what, but I was really into it. My boyfriend's kind of freaked out that I'm into it, but his mom actually lent me these two books last time we visited her in Georgia, so those are nonfiction if that wasn't clear. But the next book I have is The Shadows by Alex North. I liked the writing. There's a lot of lucid dreaming involved, and there are like red handprints everywhere. You get the perspective of this guy who lived in this town and hasn't gone back in like 30 or 25 years or something like that. There's this copycat killer, and you get the perspective of the investigator, like the detective or whatever. I mean, I recommend it because it kind of creeped me out. The shadows are these like haunted woods. There's that. And I want to read The Whisper Man too. The Whisper Man's on this list somewhere, but that's the other book by Alex North that I want to get to, and they're kind of connected. They mentioned The Whisper Man in that one. I guess I don't have to talk about that one now that I just did. But next book, I read this for Summerween. It's a readathon that I did in August. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. So many people are talking about this on YouTube right now. It's about this haunted house this family lived in, and they left randomly on this specific date, and then the dad dies and he's writing this book about it, and then the daughter in the book, and the daughter in real life, but grows up, she finds out that she inherits this house. So she goes back to the house, tries to figure out why she and her family left on this specific date, and if everything in her dad's book is true, if this house really is haunted, who's doing the haunting, and then they find this thing in the attic or something. It's this whole like mystery, but it was really good. I gave this one 5 stars, so definitely recommend it. Definitely don't recommend reading this one at night if you're like me, who gets freaked out by every little sound. Next book, classic, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I read this for class. It's your classic whodunit murder mystery. You start with 10 people on this island. They're invited to this island. None of them know each other, and then they just start disappearing one by one. At the end, there's this confession letter that I honestly didn't read. I thought it was just like extra content in the book. So like by the end, I was like, okay, who actually did it? Like I'm confused. So I googled it, and then it said like read the confession letter, and then in my discussion group for class, people were like talking about this damn letter at the end of the book, and I was like, oh my god, I totally just spoiled the whole thing for myself or whatever, but it was still good. Okay, this is the only Agatha Christie book I've read. I want to read more of her, but it's very easy to read. It's just that classic murder mystery, you know? I don't have much to say about it. Next two books are Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. I met her, I think it was last September. She's super cool. These covers are gorgeous. This is about a witch and a witch hunter who are forced to get married. It goes by really fast. They're both over 500 pages long, but I've literally read them in 2-3 days. I did like the first one better than the second one, but I will reread them at some point because I feel like I glazed over a lot of the parts. Because I read it so fast, I just like zoned out of some parts. I don't know. That's those two, and they're super aesthetically pleasing. And there's other creatures aside from witches too. Lou and Reed are our two main characters, and Lou has so much spunk and attitude, and I love her. It's just, I don't feel the chemistry between them as much as other people on YouTube. I'm not like getting butterflies every time they have like an interaction, but it's still a good story. Alright, the next book is not spooky at all. It's more of the cozy fall vibes. I want to reread this so badly come winter time when it's all snowy outside, but The City Baker's Guide to Country Living. If you like Gilmore Girls, read this book. It's about this girl who moves from a big city to a small town in Vermont. She moves into this inn, okay, Gilmore Girls. She's a baker, and there's a romance in it. It's all about small town living, and it's just so cozy. I don't know how to explain it. It's literally Gilmore Girls in a book. I've never read anything more Gilmore Girls-y. That's my favorite show of all time, so I absolutely love this book. Her name's Livy. She works at the Sugar Maple Inn. They enter like baking contests, and it's so just like wholesome. There's some steamy parts in this. It's a good one. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I will link my vlog reading this book down below and up there. This had me shook and shaken to my core. I loved it so much. It's a psychological thriller. I'm sure you've heard of it. It was supposed to come out in May as a movie, but I think it got delayed because of COVID. It's about this woman named Anna Fox, and she's agoraphobic, so she doesn't like leaving her house. She's like scared of the outside world. So she stays inside, gets drunk all the time, has to take all these anxiety and depression medications, so she's kind of an unreliable narrator because of that. She's also an online therapist, so there's a lot of psychological disorders mentioned, and I love me a good mental health representation. I love me a good book that has solid mental health representation. This book had me screaming and swearing and throwing it across the room. I just love this so much. The chapters are so short, it goes by so quickly. So if you want a quick read that will boggle your mind, The Woman in the Window. Please read this book this year if you haven't already. She just like creeps on her neighbors all day because she doesn't want to go outside, and she has this guy living in her basement or whatever who does her chores for her, like go to the pharmacy, takes out the trash and stuff like that. That's how she avoids going outside. And then she sees something with her neighbors, and then they all think she's crazy because she's always on drugs and alcohol. Okay, sorry if the angle and lighting changed a little bit. My camera started dying, so I charged it and journaled a little bit. But I finished all my recommendations, so now we're gonna go into my fall TBR. Let's start with the ones I'm currently reading. So I just started The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. It's about this group of siblings who go to meet this psychic, this seer. She tells them when they're supposed to die. So just a story about how each sibling takes that information and what they do with it and how they live their lives in accordance to it. And can we just like take a moment for this cover? I wish it wasn't a library book so the glare doesn't ruin it, but like it has little silver dots and it's so fall. I meant to read this at the end of August. I didn't get to it. It's going by really quickly. I read like 15 pages in like 10 minutes. So I also started A Deadly Education. I bought this a couple days after it came out. I went into it only knowing that it's about a magic school for adults, and basically if you fail at this school, the consequence is death. I am 76 pages in, and I'm honestly not really into it, and I'm kind of sad because the cover's stunning. It's so my aesthetic. Maybe I just need to get into it a little bit more. The chapters aren't the shortest either, so that might be part of it. I'm just not connecting with the characters. I'm not really following the magic system yet. I don't have a good grip on it. I'm starting to. I think I just need to like sit down and read like 100 pages and see if I catch on. I had high hopes for this, so hopefully it makes a comeback in the next few chapters. The next book. Drum roll, please, because this is my most anticipated of 2020. Okay, I just got it the other day. I have a vlog coming of my reaction to it. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I didn't want the Book of the Month edition, but when I saw it was on the Book of the Month, I was like, I'm paying for it anyway, so I might as well get it. I already know I'm gonna love this book. Can we talk about this aesthetic? This is me in a book cover. The chapters are crazy short. I've never read anything by V.E. Schwab, but I'm sure you've heard of her. So this is about a woman who makes a deal with the devil, and she wants to be immortal, but the consequence is every time she meets someone, they forget her like immediately. Until she meets this one guy at a bookstore who does remember her, and I'm so excited. And it takes place in like, I think 18th century country, France, and I love France. The back's A Life No One Will Remember, A Story You Will Never Forget, and it has like a little constellation type thing. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Low key, let me just. So, I don't know if you guys know, but in my last couple vlogs, I mentioned I started tabbing books finally. I joined the game, yeah, I know, and I bought metallic tabs just for this book. I was like, yellow is just not gonna cut it, because I like to match the tabs to my book covers because I'm extra. So I was like, I need gold, and I found these on Amazon, and I'm so excited. I know I'm gonna devour this book in like a day, maybe two. Vlog coming soon. Also in that book of the month order that I got a couple days ago, I also got Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is Dark Academia. It's about a secret society in Yale, and this girl gets in because she could see ghosts, and she gets invited into the secret society, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I know it's really good. I think it's being made into a series or something. I've never read Leigh Bardugo, but I love snakes, like the aesthetic of snakes, and I just love this cover. And I've been wanting to get this as an add-on for Book of the Month for so long, and I finally did because October is the perfect month for this. Maybe I'll get to it, but maybe not, but we'll see. And then the last book that I got from Book of the Month for October is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This seems to be on everyone's October TBR this year. It was on mine because the Late Night Book Club, hosted by Fictional Fates, Noel Gallagher, and Elias Reed, it's their book club pick for this month, so I'm gonna read this. Also Dark Academia, do we see a pattern here? I'm so excited to get into it. I was debating on reading The Goldfinch a couple months ago, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I heard this one's better, so I didn't want to ruin Donna Tartt's writing for myself. So I still want to read The Goldfinch, but The Secret History is just, that's all I know. It's Dark Academia, and these students get into some sort of sticky situation, and that's all I want to know. But yeah, I think this was written in like 1990 something. This is the exclusive hardcover edition of Book of the Month, and I'm obsessed. Like, look at that purple. It's stunning. Look at this. Oh my god. Literally in the vlog I was filming this week, when I got the package, I was like, Xavier, smell this, and he was like, it's beautiful. Like, get you a guy who can relate to things like that. Anyway, I digress. Next book, on to some coziness. This book I got, I think, last month or August or something. Literature and Lattes by Catherine Ray. Just looks so cozy. I just know it's in a small town in Illinois. I think there's a bookshop involved, and I don't know. I just love it. She writes like super cozy kind of spin-offs to classics. She has like a Jane Austen one, a Jane Eyre one, I think, and then this one is a play on Of Mice and Men. I don't know if the story relates at all, but I'm excited for this one. It's super up my alley, it looks like. So next book is You by Carolyn Kepnes. Xavier and I are starting the show over. I already watched this first season, but I only got a couple episodes into the second season, so I was like, let's rewatch it together. He loves it. No, he doesn't. He actually hates it. But yeah, so this is the book that goes with the show. I need a sneeze. Pew! Pew! Sorry. Joe Goldberg works at a bookshop. He meets this girl. He's like psychotic, and he just like acts on impulse all the time, and he stalks this girl. It's creepy, and I'm excited to read it because I oddly love the show. But I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people who love the show, so as fucked up as it is, it's a good show, so I'm excited to read the book. Also, this cover is really creepy. Wow. Next book, The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. Sorry for the price sticker. I know it bothers some people, but I'm too lazy to mess with it. I just know this book is super fucked up about this mom and this daughter, and their relationship is just super toxic. I'm sure there are some killings involved. I don't know. Okay, what is your take on deckled edges? Because I am not a huge fan of them at all. I like when I can go like this to a book and it's like smooth, you know? I get the hype over them because it's like, you know, that old book feel, but like I don't like it. Anyway, but it says, two girls are forced into the woods at gunpoint. One runs for her life, one is left behind. I just saw this for $8 at Barnes & Noble, and I've heard Karen Slaughter is a good author, so eventually I'll get to this when I get ballsy enough to read something this creepy, because I've heard it's actually pretty scary. So also, why is the cover freaking blue like that? Like, that doesn't go with the dust jacket at all. Sorry. We're gonna move on. Another book I got from the book annex section at Barnes & Noble is My Husband's Wife by Jane Corey. And yeah, I don't know anything about this either. I just know it's a thriller. I know there's a husband involved that's doing some fucked up things, I'm assuming. It says an eye for an eye, a wife for a wife. I like this cover though. I'm sorry, I don't know much about any of these books. My Husband's Wife is a twisty, addictive thriller whose shocking finale we'll never forget. Literally hooked. Like, does not take much to get me to read a book. The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Okay, this is one of Olivia Reed's, oh my god. start over. This is one of Olivia Reads a Latte's favorite books, and Olivia Reads a Latte is like my favorite YouTuber, so that's why I picked this up. I was also testing my new address with Amazon to see like how the package room worked and stuff like that, so that's why I bought this. But it's also interesting because, first of all, this cover is beautiful. I'm such a big cover gal. I don't know. If there are like real people on the cover, I'm like, skirt. But if it's stunning, I literally like don't need to know anything about it, clearly, as you can see from this video. I know this takes place in 1872 in New Orleans, and there are vampires involved, some sort of magic, and a romance. Dressmaker in Paris. There's like murder and dark creatures and a romance. So sounds appealing to me. And oh my god, I want to get the sequel already, even though I haven't read this one. It's called The Damned, because you know The Beautiful and the Damned, that classic book, and it has a skull on it, and I just love a good skull on a cover. I've been talking about covers in this book way too much. In this video, way too much. Next is The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. Oh, there's a skull on this cover too. This is about, I think, some sort of like haunted woods or trees or something, like there's a legend or whatever in this town, and there's 3 main characters. But yeah, there's like this thing called the Grey, and it just attacks this town, I guess. I don't know. But I heard Olivia Reads a Latte talk about it too. Again, all I needed to know. And it looks spooky. I've had it checked out from the library for so long, probably like almost a month and a half now. So I need to get to this one soon. Next book, Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee, also from the library. So this is about, I actually kind of know what this is about. Ready? Also, this looks like my friend Jenny Tan. Or Brenda Song, you know, from Sweet Lives and Cody, London Tipton. Anyways, this is about this girl who's training to be a spy for the queen. She like meets the Spider King in this forest. It just sounds creepy and sounds like a good time. An ancient forest possessed by souls. Interesting. I don't know, I've been reading a lot about like haunted forests lately. No, I haven't. I just have a bunch on my TBR. The Shadows is the only one I've read with a haunted forest. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, this book is The Whisper Man, as I mentioned earlier. Excited to get to that. It's about this man who just like whispers in like kids' ears. I like these moths on the back. It's supposed to be really creepy, and I can't with like whispers and like giggles, like children's giggles. I cannot. So I feel like I'm gonna pee my pants when I read this. So that's a good time, right? The next 3 books are witchy. I bought this one from Half Price Books. It's called A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. It's the first to the All Souls trilogy, and it's about this girl who goes to Oxford, and this is like dark academia once again, and she's a witch. That's all I know. Unearths an enchanted alchemical, is that how you say that word? Manuscript? I just know it's a book about books and witches and dark academia. These margins are not wide at all, and this font is not. Why do I keep like talking in negatives? This font is very small, and the words literally go from top to bottom and side to side. So this is probably gonna take me a hot sec to read, but the cover's beautiful. Are we getting sick of me talking about covers and not knowing about what goes on in books? Same. Next book is Wicked Like a Wildfire. We're almost done, I promise. Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovich. So this is about a family of witches. The women have this gleam. That's what the magic thing is called. Wait, that might be in this one. I always get these two confused. No, it's this one. Magical ability or gleam to manipulate beauty. Their mothers attack. The sisters unearth an ancient curse. Oh yeah, this is about that curse on the family. I heard the first one's a lot better than the second one, which is Fierce Like a Firestorm, but we're gonna try it out and see what's up. I've had this for almost a year now, so should get to that. The last book is The Wicked Deep, another haunted forest type of thing. Curse, witches, spooky, beautiful cover. What else can I say? I think this is the one that has like 2 perspectives. So every year 3 sisters who are witches come back to the town and like drown someone, because the legend is that they were drowned, so they come back every year. I'm losing steam and I need to put back all these books, so that's stressful. I had a total of like 3 books that I knew exactly what they were about. I'm sorry. I'm a mess. But I hope you guys got some recommendations at least. I hope some of these sounded interesting to you. I know I didn't give you much information, but at least I gave you titles and showed you covers, right? I hope you guys have a great day, a great fall season. Happy reading. Hope you get all the cozy vibes, have all the time to curl up in front of a fireplace. I wish I had a fireplace. But yeah, with your cups of coffee and tea or whatever, and just have a grand old time in this very short season. It's very sad to think about, but make the most of it, okay? Read all the books, eat all the candy, and just embrace all the spoop. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!